Now, in East Africa, Kenya's High Court has suspended a government shutdown of 3 private TV channels that was prompted by their coverage of opposition leader Raila Odinga's self-proclaimed presidential inauguration on Tuesday. One of the affected media houses, NTV Kenya, posted the message on its official Twitter feed saying the government is expected to restore NTV, Citizen TV and KTN news signals after the High Court suspended the switch-off for 14 days pending a case being heard. The NTV channels were shut down on Tuesday as they began coverage of a rally during which Odinga, who alleges last year's elections won by President Uhuru Kenyatta were rigged, declared himself president in a symbolic ceremony. Now, the media shutdown is unprecedented in Kenya's democratic era, prompted fierce public criticism and raised fears the country was reverting to the censorship that characterized decades of repressive one-party rule under Daniel Arap Moi. Now, joining us via Skype from Nairobi, via phone from Nairobi, is journalist Mohammed Yusuf. Good evening, Mohammed.
Good evening, Esther.
Now, as we speak, are these 3 media houses back on air?
Well, as we speak at the moment, they're still off air, and that is a sign that the government is yet to respond to the High Court order ordering the government to restore the transmission, and that is a sign that the government hasn't yet responded. But if we look at the government response and statement yesterday, Interior Minister said that the government, it will take time before the government restores the transmission back because there's still investigation ongoing, and until that investigation is completed, still the 3 media stations will be off air.
What is the reaction of the Editors Guild, the media there in Nairobi? Because this was expected to be back on air, then they're still not back on air. What are you hearing from your fellow reporters there?
Well, so far what we've been hearing the last 2 days and after today is that the media, the chief, the editors, the government is yet to communicate to them actually what happened and why they are still off air. And even looking at the court order, they still yet don't know what the government is planning to do next, because as we understand, there's some journalists that the government looking for. Some of them are still in hiding. But still, the government is yet to communicate according to the media stations that so far are off air. And that is really worrying much of the people. And now it looks like everything now will move to the corridors of Court of Justice. Everything will look now like it will be settled there.
There were reports that some journalists, like NTV journalists, were holed up somewhere in their offices for fear of being arrested. What do we know as of this point? Is there still fear?
So far, there's no arrest so far, but the journalists are still in hiding. It's not yet clear where they're hiding. But last night, they spent the night in their offices, fearing of arrest. They got some information, according to them, that there were some plainclothes police officers roaming outside their offices and maybe preparing to arrest them. So they spent the night there, but today there haven't been much other than them saying, look, we're still doing our job, we will do our job as it is. And they don't look really scared, but at the same time, they're really fearful of the arrest, and we understand they're still in their offices, but there's been no arrest yet.
Mohammed, briefly, what is the reaction of the general public that relies on these media houses for their news?
Of course, public, they're not happy because they're not able to access information. That's what it is. And the fear is now that with the blackout of this kind of media, then there's a problem of maybe fake news or information going around, and that's the biggest fear. But people are not happy so far with what has been going on. They're not able to get information they're looking for.
Mohammed, thank you very much for your reporting. We hope they will be back on air soon. Mohammed Yusuf reporting via phone from Nairobi.